Before I get started, I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to watch this video. So the topic today is dealing with those who make empty promises. 1. The pattern of empty promises. Let's be honest, it's not always obvious at first. Some tell you, I'll take care of that, or don't worry, I'll be there, or I'll pay you back next week. The first time you believe them, the second time you give them the benefit of the doubt, third time you start to feel a little twist in your gut that says this isn't going to happen, is it? Empty promises often follow a pattern. A. Big talk up front. They sound convincing. They might even believe their own word in the moment. B. No follow through. Day passes, nothing happens. C. An excuse for distraction. Suddenly it's next week, or something comes up, or I forgot. D. Repeat. The cycle starts over again. The dangerous thing is, if you're not careful, you start to adjusting your expectations downwards without even realizing it. You stop expecting them to follow through, but you still let them make the promises anyway. 2. Why people make empty promises. Not all empty promises come from the same place. Let's talk about the 3 main types. A. The well-meaning but weak. These are the people who want to make you happy in the moment. They can't say no, so they say yes. But deep down, they probably won't deliver. They're not malicious, but they're unreliable. B. The manipulative talker. These are the dangerous ones. They promise because they keep you hooked, keep you waiting, or it buys them extra time. They have no intention of following through. The promise itself is just a tool they use to control the relationship. C. The overly optimistic dreamer. They really think they can do what they say. They picture themselves showing up, delivering, coming through for you, but they never account for reality, deadlines, or their own limitations. They don't mean to disappoint you, but they always do. Knowing which type you're dealing with changes your strategy on how to deal with them. 3. Emotional toll. The thing about empty promises is it isn't just a broken word. It is what it does to you over time. It erodes trust. You start to wonder if anyone will keep their word with you. 2. It wastes time. You plan around something that never happens. It keeps you emotionally hooked. Hope is a powerful drug. And every time they make a new promise, a little spark lights up in you, even if you know better. It can make you feel cynical. You start to see all people as unreliable. The key here is recognizing that your emotional health matters more than giving it to them. One more chance for the 10th time. 4. The first step, test the pattern. Before you completely write someone off, test it. Not with big life-changing commitments, with something small and measurable. If they say, I'll call you tomorrow, don't argue. Just note the day and see if they actually do it. 3 outcomes will happen. 1. They'll follow through. Maybe they were just having a rough patch before. 2. They don't follow through, but they own up to it quickly. That shows some potential to improve. 3. They vanish or excuse themselves. That is your confirmation. This step is less about catching them in a lie and more about collecting evidence for yourself. When you see the pattern clearly, it is easy to make decisions without guilt. 5. Stop rewarding the talk. Here is where most people go wrong. Someone breaks a promise, then makes another one, and we act like it's a fresh start. We reward the talk instead of the action. From now on, don't get excited until you see results. To respond neutrally to promises, okay, let's see. Shift your praise from words to action. I appreciate you actually doing that instead of thanks for saying you will. This change in your reaction sends a message. You're no longer easy to mark for false hope. 6. Confront without drama. You don't have to explode. You don't have to give a lecture. In fact, the more emotional you get, the more they twist it into your personal problem. Instead, be direct. You said this before and it didn't happen. Why should I believe you now? Stay calm. Your tone matters more than your words. Give them space to answer. If they squirm, change the subject, or they get defensive, then there's your sign. Confrontation isn't about punishing them, it's about protecting yourself from further damage. 7. Adjust your expectations. Sometimes cutting off completely isn't realistic. Maybe a family, a coworker, or someone you still have to deal with. In that case, stop accepting them to follow through. Make up backup plans. Only give them responsibilities you can afford to see fail. When you start depending on an unreliable person, you remove their power to disappoint you. 8. When to walk away. There's a difference between someone who occasionally slips up and someone who lives in the land of empty promises. When you walk away when there are broken promises. There are more broken promises than that are kept. They don't apologize, they just make new promises. Their behavior is costing you money, peace, and opportunities. You feel drained after every interaction with them. Walking away isn't punishment, it's self-preservation. 9. The power of your own word. Here's the real growth point in all this. Make sure you don't become what you hate. Keep your promises, even the small ones. If you can't do something, say up front. When you live in integrity, you'll naturally attract people who do the same, and the empty promises will feel out of place around you. 10. The final thought. Dealing with empty promises isn't about teaching them a lesson. It's about teaching yourself not to be strung along. You can't control their honesty, but you can control your boundaries. You can stop hoping for change for someone who's shown you over and over who they are. Remember, words are cheap, action is currency, and you deserve people who pay in full. So with that, I would like to end this video. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll see you on the next video.